Here is Tobacco Land, land of lost hope, land of broken promise. Yes, and land of broken lives. Land of tired and tortured bodies, disease-ridden, pelagious, slaves in the land of the free, slaves of the one-crop system, a crop that pays in cash, in sad eyes and scabrous skins, and half-empty bellies and weak muscles. You can't eat tobacco. Tobacco is a hard master. Tobacco demands everything a man has, all he can give of his time and his strength and his work animals and his family. Plowing, seeding, back-breaking toil and sweat. And all tobacco gives back is a little wad of cash. Never enough to pay up last year's debts, never enough to get ahead. Tobacco even starves the land and leaves the bones of old houses to rot in the sun. It's no wonder that man and mule tire in Tobacco Land. There's no energy left to grow victuals. They've got to buy their food, their lard, and their fat meat, and their flour, even their smoking tobacco and snuff. That's why the store is on wheels in Tobacco Land. That's why it rolls along Tobacco Road, bringing food to farmers. It's no wonder the tobacco family eats what it likes, instead of what is good for health and well-being. Canned milk, cold drinks and candy and other store stuff gladden a child with a pleasure that can't be got from work in the tobacco fields. It's no wonder that the rolling store can't give its customers a balanced diet. The customers don't know what a balanced diet is. What little food they do grow, they take to town and swap it for city goods. Even the feed for work animals has to be bought in town, and the feed store thrives on it. But not the average tobacco farmer and his family. They don't thrive. Like as not, they're on the move again. Like as not, the landlord's barn will fall down if a high wind comes along. The one last year did, the year before that. And now the new landlord has sent his truck to move the Pecks, and what little they have. Mrs. Peck's only flour goes along. A woman has to have something. The new house ain't so good, but it's better than the other one, says Peck, and anyway, another fellow was waiting to move into the old place. It ain't much tobacco land either, but it's got a bigger allotment, and $20 a month at the store till auction time. What if the weeds are growing up around the house? What if the pump won't work? Paul get it fixed? Maybe. Ma thinks the place is pretty bad, but Ma'll make her a sedge broom and get things fixed up in no time, Ma will. She will if her strength doesn't give out. Mrs. Peck doesn't eat the right kind of food, but she doesn't know it. She thinks it's only because she's tired from moving that she can't carry her plant into the house. When they come in from the fields, Mrs. Peck feeds her men folks well, she thinks. Collards and fat meat and corn dumplings cooked in the pot, flat cakes sweetened with corn syrup, and milk for the first time since they were children, brought to the farm by a city lady. Although tobacco tenants poorly, the landlords themselves live little better. The county doctor says folks eat all right. Undernourishment? Pellagra? Shucks. His books prove there's hardly any to speak of. But on the daily diet of meal and molasses, there is pellagra. And here's a typical case. Treated at the university hospital and told what to eat to get well. But she likes her tobacco land diet better. And every spring she breaks out and that old pellagra gets her. And every summer she can't eat and goes out of her head. And the wrong diet strikes at the young in tobacco land. Even the county doctor doesn't recognize pellagra when it starts. And the tenants, they fall for the patent medicine man. Now, if you have a pain that cuts you like a knife, try ginseng. It never fails. It's good for anything. Or the tenants drag themselves to the druggist's back room, where a lot of medicine is practiced in tobacco land. A treating of symptoms with expensive medicines, when the remedy for the ailment is so close at hand, in the very land itself. The land knows the answer. The land is supposed to serve man. That's what the Lord intended. Man is the master, or he should be. But a man must know how. The government men know how. They know how to help a tobacco farmer. They're specially trained for their jobs. They know you can't eat tobacco. And they know what foods are good for a body, and what foods will grow where, and how they should be grown. When tobacco farmers learn to break their bondage to the soil, when good food straightens their backs and their thinking, then tobacco land will be a land of milk and honey, of hope and of promise. Cows and chickens and pigs, sweet potatoes laid by for winter, all these will work with tobacco farmers for a new and a better life on the land. And neighbors will get together to help each other. A butchering can be a happy time on a farm. Good meat makes good, red-blooded men and women. And a mother knows her children will be free from the ugly, weakening sores of pellagra. And a father can turn to his fields with new hope. And he can grow food for his own and for his family's freedom. And together they can know an independence of body and mind that the old-fashioned one-crop system denies. With food and tobacco on his farm, a man can buy the store things his family really needs. The enriched flour for good bread, the enriched oleo or butter, the vitamins that build bones and save eyes, and keep a body healthy and vigorous and happy. There are many agencies a farmer can turn to for help and guidance on his road to freedom. There are the curb markets, where a farm woman can sell her produce at good prices. And the schools will help too, for the schools can reach the young with a message of good living through good eating. The farm mothers of today want to learn about food and health. The farm mothers of tomorrow want to learn, and they can, through home economics and demonstration classes. And the farm fathers of tomorrow want to learn too, and they can, through their manual training and model shop experience, and through their classes on farm management. programs aided by the federal government can feed many a child who may have had no breakfast before he left home. But even 5 cents a plate is often too much in a big farm family, especially when money is spent for candy and soft drinks, or the youngster who can't wait for good food when there's play outdoors. And the government will give good food to those who need it, along with advice on how best to prepare it. The county doctor can be convinced that his people aren't eating right. And when he is, he goes to work in earnest to correct the ravages of disease and prevent future trouble from wrong eating. The county doctor can be a staunch soldier in the national battle against this nation's worst scourge, malnutrition. Good food is good health. Eat well and be well. Make those your slogans. Read about it, learn about it, talk about it. The church picnic is a good place to find out what's being done. Local, state, and national agencies will provide the sponsors and the programs for interesting and valuable community discussions on better health through better eating. Any place folks gather is the place to talk about good food and good health. Saturday afternoon in town is a good place too. And the crowded streets, a neighbor can find out what others are growing and eating. A nation at war cannot waste its strength. The time has come, the time is now, when a farmer must feed his family well, keep for his own table enough of his milk and his eggs and his fruit and vegetables to build strong, sturdy little bodies and happy hearts in the farm homes of America. Only then will the rolling store roll away from tobacco land, never more to return. You can't eat tobacco.